Former President Donald Trump says he has been notified. He's a target of the Justice Department investigation into attempts to overturn the 2020 presidential election.
He defies any wrongdoing, and denies it, and calls it a political witch hunt. Trump was indicted last month on 37 federal felony counts, charged with illegally retaining hundreds of classified documents at his Florida estate, Mar-a-Lago. Fox 4's Sean Rabb is in now with what federal prosecutors could be considering. Sean.
Yeah, conspiracy and obstruction of justice, Heather. The 45th president said he received the target letter Sunday night and was given 4 days, if he so desired, to speak to the grand jury, if he so desired. Target letters mean you are the focus of an investigation that is drawing to a close.
What it means is the government has pretty much put the case against you together.
This case by Special Prosecutor Jack Smith investigating attempts by former President Donald Trump and allies to block the transfer of power leading up to the January 6th riot at the U.S. Capitol. Mr. Trump spread the news about his target letter on his Truth Social platform, writing, "Deranged Jack Smith, the prosecutor with Joe Biden's DOJ, sent a letter stating that I am a target of the January 6th grand jury investigation, which almost always means an arrest and indictment." The White House press secretary would not comment on this case, only saying the president respects the Department of Justice, their independence, and he has brought back the rule of law to this White House. But legal experts say potential charges could include conspiracy to defraud the United States and obstruction of an official proceeding, and Trump's fundraising on false statements. Constitutional law attorney David Cole.
I think what interests them more are efforts to try to get election officials in these battleground states to do something false, to change a record or strike some record to influence the vote totals. That's something tangible that clearly is contrary to applicable criminal law, actually changing records.
And the failed plan for fake electors in multiple battleground states to submit false electoral certificates to Congress.
Just like trying to change the number that's recorded, trying to change who votes is also a change in the official record of the election, and that probably also has gotten very serious attention from the prosecutor here.
Trump still is his party's dominant frontrunner, despite a growing list of legal troubles. Indictments in New York from hush money payments during his 2016 campaign. In Florida, where he's accused of wrongly keeping classified documents. Now this target letter, and state election fraud charges expected in Georgia next month.
Those judges are going to have to get together and sort of decide on a timetable who goes first. It's pretty unprecedented for anybody, any politician, to face this panoply of problems.
Now, Mr. Trump has consistently denied wrongdoing and did so again in his Tuesday post, writing, "Under the United States Constitution, I have the right to protest an election that I am fully convinced was rigged and stolen, just as the Democrats have done against me in 2016, and he says many others have done over the ages." Heather?
All right, Sean Rabb in studio. Thank you.